Afternoon, guys. Just wanted to make a video today to talk about some of my recent updates and kind of where I'm going next, tattoo-wise. So last I left off, I had just done the black filigree on the back of my head over the old red filigree. And this week we redid the rose. I'll show that off if I can. It's sort of in the process of peeling right now. It's kind of halfway peeled. The head heals really quick, so it's always a really quick peel. Sorry. Um, we also, since we didn't have much to do on the head, we also did some more black on this arm. So you can see it's healing up here still, and we did some down here too. This next coming week, we're going to be doing this arm, the same kind of thing, just darkening up different places. Finally getting rid of Spawn. I'm sure some people are going to be unhappy to see him gone and to hear that he's going, but Spawn is finally going to go, and I'm going to be deciding whether I'm going to keep this armpit moon or not. I'm not entirely sure. Main reason why I'm getting rid of Spawn and maybe the armpit moon is just kind of this piece has taken on a life of its own and kind of its own character. My whole torso and all the blackout stuff, it's kind of it's become its own thing. It doesn't really need characters and different designs and stuff anymore. I don't feel are all that helpful. The main components are staying, as I've gone over earlier weeks. I've got, I think, 3 appointments left of doing touch-ups stuff. Like this week, like I said, we're going to be targeting this arm. And then the next week, we're going to be, I'm going to be touching up my back. There's quite a bit I want to change about that, but not like, I'm not covering anything. The back is going to stay how it is, just probably going to darken some stuff up, touch some things up here and there. And then the week after that, I'm going to be touching up my torso work, all the black. It's going to be one of the more painful tattoo appointments of my life, I feel like. I'm going to be doing the sides and my stomach and everything all in one shot, a lot of skimming, covering lots of ground quick, but lots of trauma all over the place. So that'll be a few weeks from now. And then after that, I think I'm moving on to working with another artist, actually. The same artist that did my chest. Here is going to be doing the touch-ups on this guy. They're going to be the first thing I do. I am talking about bringing this black up a bit farther on my chin and my jaw. The wife isn't too happy to hear that. She thinks I'm going to lose my jawline. We'll see. I'm actually going to be filling in all of this stuff under here. All the spikes and the filigree are all going to be solid blacked up. And then we're going to bring new filigree designs up alongside up above the old filigree here, and probably not going to go any farther in the middle, but we might meet more like here and just kind of connect it all the way up. I just want to do it. There's no real, I'm not going to sit here and give a whole bunch of reasons why and the pathology of it. It's just an aesthetic that I want. I just want it to go up farther on the face. It comes down pretty far up here, and then it's nothing really down here. So I think probably got some room to add some more to that. And as always, I always say that I'm done getting my face tattooed. Once again, I think this is it. I think this is the final stretch for me. So yeah, that'll be 5 weeks, I believe. And then the next thing we're going to be doing after that is the same guy's going to be touching up these skulls. So those are going to get darkened a lot, kind of make them punchier. And then finally after that, we're going to get these teeth on the eye, the top and the bottom of the teeth. So that should take me the next 7 or 8 weeks. That's kind of as far out as I've got planned right now for my upcoming tattoos. More than that, we're looking at my legs, and my legs are complicated because I like a lot of what's there, and anytime you start a blackout project, like a big one that you know you're gonna be working on for a long time, it's it's always hard to decide where you want to start and like kind of conceptualize how that's gonna happen. And so I might take a brief break while I'm figuring that out. Also, because I won't be working with the same tattoo artist anymore. This bridge always sits funny. Sorry, I'm always fiddling with it. Since I won't be working with the same tattoo artist I've been working with for all the other black work, there's going to be a bit of feeling out with that. I do have an artist that's going to be picking up all my work. He's going to be, like I said, the one that's going to be touching up my head and stuff. But it's going to be different. Like anytime you're working with someone new, there's a lot of learning that goes into it, and I won't have the same appointments. I'll have similar appointments, but I'll still be going once or twice a week, at least for the first little while until I get to my legs, and then that's a lot of, like I said, figuring out what goes first and how it all blends together, and if I'm keeping anything and what I'm keeping. And honestly, some of my leg tattoos were some of my best tattoos. I've got a lot of nice work down there that I'm not sure how to approach. When I started blacking out, my right arm, for example, was the easy target because it had a lot of problems and it made sense. With my legs, it's purely going to be an aesthetic choice. It's going to be almost like change rather than an upgrade or a fix. So as it was with my arm or my chest or my torso in general, it's just a lot of change and not so much upgrade. It's the way I like to explain it. Still get I don't think I'm ever going to be able to stop this from happening, but the overall consensus is, well, I'm either being and it's always white people that say this, I'm either being racist somehow in some kind of a joking manner. People say it's like a reverse Michael Jackson or something. Or I'm ashamed of being white. That's another silly one that I get a lot. Or else I'm completely nuts or crazy or mentally ill or something. It's just something I touched on in the last video. Why would a sane person do this? And the answer is always the same, but I'm going to elaborate on that just a little bit. Is that, we can't be too quick to judge why people do things. Like at one point in my life, I actually didn't like blackout tattoos myself. I thought they were a waste of space. I remember I seen a guy in the mall with a black arm, and I thought, what a fool that guy must be. Why would you waste a sleeve space with just black ink? But I realize now that that was stupid, and I shouldn't have thought that way anyway, because honestly, I've always been a strange looking character myself. So it's crazy to me that even the strangest of us are still prone to judgment sometimes. Now, I'm not going to say that I don't make judgments about certain people. Sometimes I'll catch myself doing it, and I think that's just part of being human. But as far as the blackout stuff goes, I think it's an acquired thing. It's something that you build into, which is again why in past I've preached a bit about. I don't think blackout is meant for a first tattoo. I don't think you're supposed to get a black sleeve first. I really don't. I mean, lots of people do it, fair enough, but I think that it's something that you should grow into, and kind of, if you're going to do it, it should be a finishing suit. I've gone over that before, though, so I'm not going to go off on too much of a tangent here, but just kind of think that people more often than not don't realize why someone's doing something, but that doesn't mean that that person's crazy or stupid or something like that. Maybe we just haven't gotten to that point ourselves yet, or maybe we never will. And I think when you have that happen to you a few times, where you go somewhere, you do something that you used to judge or look down on or not quite understand, I think that from that point on, it kind of opens your eyes to, oh, well, maybe if I had this experience, maybe I'd do this thing, maybe if I was raised a certain way, I'd believe a certain thing, or maybe if I lived in a certain place, I'd feel a certain way about something else. Basically, we just can't know. Um, the one thing you shouldn't do though is just go out and attack people you don't understand. Like I can't tell you how many things that I see in a day that I dislike. Um, or that I don't understand. But one thing I never do is go out of my way to try and make someone feel bad. Even if it's something that I really don't like, it's just not my job or my responsibility or in any way connected with me. These people, like I had a woman the other day comment on a picture of mine, and it always happens when I hit the explore page on Instagram. It always happens. Um, I had a picture go fairly viral the other day, and a woman commented. She didn't even ask. She just said, "What kind of mental illness do you have?" And you click on her profile, and she's just a regular ass person. There's nothing particularly special about it. Not that I really care, but like all I said, and I often don't say anything anymore, but all I said was, "Well, honestly, who's mentally ill here? Me, who's just responding to this comment, or the person that's gone out of their way to puke nasty words at a complete stranger?" Um, Obviously, shouldn't respond because they never do. No one ever wants to be called on anything. No one ever wants to stand up to it when they get called on it. But she removed her own comment or blocked me or something because the comment's gone. That's just one. Like I get handful of those every post or every day. We'll say I'll get a handful of really nasty comments. There's only a few here and there that stick out as anything worth talking about or mentioning. But I mean, that being said, I get a lot more positive feedback than negative. I get a lot of people telling me I'm inspiration to them, and people telling me about how I've kind of opened their eyes to a new style, or that they've never seen this style done in such a way, that kind of stuff. So I guess for every dick out there, there's going to be positive people out there too. So you get a little of the negativity, but you get a lot of positivity too. So one thing I was going to make a video about, I'm not sure how to go about it yet, is I want to do a couple videos about what it's been like for me personally. I talk a lot about mods on this channel, and just kind of the technical stuff, healing times, and how things feel and stuff like that. But I want to get, as this channel goes forward, I think to open it up a bit more about me, about kind of what my experience with body mods has been, what romance has been like, how it's been being in relationships, what it's been like being a father professionally, and just going out with my family. Some of that kind of stuff I feel like I should touch down on a little more. I feel like this is a better place to put that than Instagram. I show a lot of my personal life on Instagram, but that's sort of that's done on purpose. There's not a lot of people that look a lot like me in general, and most of those who do, this isn't meant to be rude or offensive or anything, but most of those that don't portray it in the way that I want to portray it. I've always wanted to show my side of the story, which is you can be a normal person, you can be a family man, you can be a husband, you can be a stable employee that just works like not a 9 to 5, but I work like a day job, and you can be heavily modified. You can be really tattooed and pierced. These things are all possible, and there are lots of people out there like that. But kind of what you see on social media is glamorous, or like everyone wants to be a badass or an edgelord or a tough guy, or they want to portray it in that sort of way. And I try and portray it, counter that, because I want to change the perception. I don't want people to think that all tattooed people are all edgy or trying to be cool all the time. That's my reasoning for that. I'm sure that some people I know some people have found it strange that I post pictures of my wife and my son, because a lot of the other influencer type people um, don't do that and even look down on it. I've heard people look down on that stuff before, but it's always going to be a part of my platform. I'm always going to be building a family oriented platform. For one, it's more sustainable, it's more honest, and I think it's more relatable too. I think people want to see more of that from um, social media. There's way too much fake. Um, there's way too many people putting on personas and pretending that their life is better than it is, and then I think that's part of where some people will look at that and go, "Well, my life isn't that fancy," or "Bah bah bah bah." Like, why are these people? And honestly, I know a lot of these people that pretend that they're a lot happier than they are, and because it makes a better picture and it'll get more likes or it'll get shared more or whatever to be fake. I think you can be positive, relatable, honest, and family oriented and um, still be getting the likes and the shares and all the junk that comes with social media. I just think that people think that no one wants that, but I think that there's a hunger for it. Uh, yeah, sorry I'm rambling. Yeah, I have a couple videos planned in the future about kind of my life. I might do like a video series kind of opening up about what it's been like for me step by step. Maybe talk a little bit about what's inspired me more. Someone asked that question on my last Q&A, but it was just too big a question to answer in the space I had. So I might do a whole video on kind of where I come from with body mods and what it's meant to me and why I've gone so far and why it's been so many different things and transformed so much over the years. Um, a post I have planned actually for Instagram this week is showing, like, people think tattoos are so permanent, like that they'll last forever, and once you get a tattoo, it's over, kind of thing. The rose on the back of my head has looked 4 different ways since I've got it. It's transformed. Uh, Definitely 3 times it's transformed. It started out black and gray, and then it started out, and then I added filigree to it, and then we turned it red, and then we added the red to the filigree, and then we blacked out the filigree, and we blacked out the rose, just kind of showing that that tattoos are only really as permanent as you want. I mean, and that's without laser. Now, obviously, it's still a rose, but I just find it funny. It's more of an inside thing for me. It's a little like one of my favorite tattoos is my ephemeral eyebrow tattoo there. Um, it's the word meaning short-lived beauty or short-lived in general. Yeah, it's permanent, but nothing's permanent. And it's a whole lot of irony, and I appreciate irony. Anyway, rambling. So if you guys enjoyed this video for some reason, or any of my other videos, be sure to share them with your friends, and follow me on Instagram, same name, @ephemeralremy, and have a good day.